world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Yes, I think we have small. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome to Wednesday Global Africa Updates, SSM. My name is Magdode Niwejua, and I'm here with George Chuku from Toronto, Canada. George, can you still hear that piercing sound?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yeah,
well, you're welcome, George. You're welcome.
Good morning, viewers from around the world, and welcome to our Wednesday Global Africa. I want to welcome you today, all the way from Canada.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
But that noise still persists. Okay, we'll really manage to do this. We're sorry for these viewers. It's a clash of gadgets because of the heat. We're having a different arrangement here in the studio. But joining us from Lagos, Nigeria is also Olayinka Raji. Raji, you're welcome.
Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Sir George.
Good morning, Olayinka Raji.
Morning. Good morning, gentlemen. You're welcome. It's burning heat in Europe now. Raji, how is Lagos? How is Africa?
Well, Lagos is quite warm. There was attempted rain yesterday, but the weather is fine. The weather is fine. We are really very happy about it.
Okay. Good. Anyway, George, we know your end too might be a little bit warm.
It's not a little bit warm. There is a heat wave going on, and for the past 2 days, and it's still persisting. But it will be a little better today because we are predicting rain to come.
Okay, predicting rain to come. Okay, in that view, gentlemen, let's talk about the weather to kickstart today's program. We noticed that yes, the heat is blowing very hard all around the world, mostly Europe and North South America. So what we are doing is a little weather tip, how to survive this not too pleasant weather, very extreme hot weather, because we are having here in Italy, we're having complaints, people are passing out, people are dehydrating, a lot of things are happening. So we're doing this quick one to just help some of our viewers that live in those hot zones. Yes, heat can affect anyone, but some people are at more greater risks than the other. And those are like older people, people with illness, people with underlying issues, babies also. So what we recommend is to also watch out for signs of heat, signs that could affect the heat body when the pressure of the body goes beyond the level. So you could have dizziness, you could be nausea, you could be fainting, muscle cramps, headaches, heavy sweating, tiredness, and a lot.
Stroke.
Do you have some clue on this too? Do you have some clue?
Oh yeah. The most important thing is to stay in places where you can, make sure that you're under some shade. A lot of people here, if they don't have air conditioner in their house, they go to the malls, that is air conditioned, and then take shelter in those places. Here in Toronto, they have shelters where people can go and cool off. So if the heat is so much in your place, you can go to those shelters and take just relax. And then they have swimming pools where people can go public swimming pools where you can go and then freshen up and then swim and go home. So those are things, but make sure that you drink a lot of water, stay hydrated, and then if you start feeling dizzy or start feeling fainting spells or heat stroke, make sure you call for help.
Good one. But before we go on, let's welcome our diva from Lagos. Bidi Nana. Bidi, are you there? Can you see us?
Yeah, I'm here. I can. Good morning, everyone. Our viewers all around the world. Saraji, Sir George. Nice to see you guys again.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
I'm all right.
Beautiful. All right. Well, welcome to Global Africa Wednesday.
Thank you. All right, BD. So yeah, we just did a little weather tip for our people, those in very extreme hot weather condition. Please watch out. We don't want anybody to be passing out. We don't want people to die because of heat. Even though yes, it could be disastrous sometimes. All right, gentlemen, let's go in. BD, how is your weather in Lagos?
It's okay. The weather is okay. Normally, by this time, it would have been raining, but the rain is not really much like that. But the weather is okay, I won't say.
So, joining us from UK, London, UK, is Femi. Okay. Femi, you are welcome to Global Africa, 26 June 2025. Are you there?
Someone's got their mic off. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Femi.
I can't hear anything.
Can hear you, Femi.
Okay, hi.
We can hear you.
Okay, fantastic. Glad to be on the show.
Welcome.
Hello, BD. How are you?
Okay, gentlemen.
George and Rafati. Someone's got their mic is open. There's feedback somewhere.
Yeah, feedback on
It's from Mark.
It's from the studio.
I'm sorry for this, gentlemen. In fact, our viewers, it's like we just said earlier, the heat wave.
Maybe it's got a live feed showing, so
it's affecting.
It's going into the mic.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah,
the screen is
yes,
on.
we can.
I can hear you now.
The screen is off. We can't hear you.
All right. So anyway, let's go into the news proper.
Have you got another computer or another phone on or something showing it live? Then that will make that. That will mean that'll be the reason why it's having the feedback. George and Morasak, Raji.
I'm not Razak. Yes. Yinka is okay. Not
Okay.
Yeah, all the way from London, eh?
Yes, ready for today. Huh?
I know you are. I know you are.
Lots of things happening in the world. Lots of things happening in Nigeria. You know.
Yes. Quite a few.
Okay. I hope you guys can hear me. I don't know. We're doing.
Yeah, there's no feedback now.
Oh, all right. Yeah, let's go through it. Femi, it's good to have you. It's good to have DD. It's good to have George and Raji. Everybody. It's a good news to start with. Let's start with Egbetekun. That's the IG, Nigerian police IG says they've arrested 28 suspects over that Benue massacre. Gentlemen, when I heard this news yesterday, I was excited because for too long, this massacre has been going on and we've never had any time they say some people have been caught, people behind it, Let me start with Raji. Raji, is it true that the police has some suspect now?
That's what the police says. I have not seen any. Right, this is not the first time terrorists have been arrested and nothing has happened to them. There are some of them who have been in custody for the past 10 years. Nothing has happened to them. So let's hope that they caught the right
nothing has
people.
happened to them, or they weren't even caught. You said you didn't see any suspect at all.
No. What I'm saying is that the police have said that they've caught some people, and that's what they're saying. I hope they caught the right people, because sometimes, anyway, don't let me go in that way. I hope they caught the right people. I hope justice will be done to those who died. I hope, more importantly, I hope those who have been displaced are being returned to their homes.
Yeah.
Are being returned to their homes, and that is more important than anything else. Yes.
Serious. We're talking about 200 people, BD. 200 people were slaughtered for no reason. And you have people that are now displaced from their camps, their homes, residential places. BD, tell us, what's the IEIG doing, IGP doing?
That's a nice one. It started when the president visited Benue State. The first question he asked, why is it that there has not been any arrest? And you and I know that they've been arresting people, but they've not been persecuting them. Do you understand? If you go to social media in Nigeria today, they don't believe in this arrest. They are coming to tell us they're arresting 28 people. Nigerians keep saying that the same people they paraded is the same group of people they've been parading before, the prisoners. So this is not the first time they're making this arrest. You were in this country when such arrest was done in Zamfara State. And after some time, Zamfara governor, not just an ordinary person, the governor came out to shout that the herdsmen he arrested in the state, that there's a mandate from Abuja asking him to release them. Do you understand? So they've told us they've arrested them. Do they actually arrest the real people? Are they going to persecute them? Because this is not the first time they are telling us this. So now, as it stands now, Nigerians don't even believe that they've arrested the real people. They believe that they are just recycling some group of people they have been recycling over the year. Because we know how DPOs has been sacked in this country called Nigeria because they arrested herdsmen. So I just believe that Bola Ahmed Tinubu own will be quite different from what we've been saying. But there's nothing about this arrest, if you ask me.
George, I know you're so concerned about situations like this. The IGP said more efforts are being made to arrest more individuals. So there are a whole lot of people in this act, this wicked act. George, what do you think? Is the IGP doing not a lot on this, or we're just like BD said, ring my rolling over this whole thing?
Well, we don't know what is true or what is not, you know, and hearing that 28 people were arrested, and weapons were recovered, and there are 2 key arrests that took place. 2 masterminds caught on June 19th, and 7 more arrests on June 20th. We don't know. The facts is we are hearing what the IGP is saying, but whether it can be authenticated. But the key critical question is this: what critical or concrete sustained measures is the federal government implementing to dismantle the armed militia networks responsible for this continuous reoccurring massacre in Benue and those areas? You see, President went there to just, very concerned. We all cried out and said, sir, you need to go and visit these people. Enough is enough. He went, as much as, there was a lot of parade and welcoming, and, it was a mourning time because many people lost their lives. But yet, he asked the, question, what happened to all the arrests? I haven't seen anybody arrested, prosecuted, and jailed. He did the right thing. So, is the IGP doing eye service by what Billy was just saying? Maybe they're recycling the same old people, or even if they have arrested them, what would be the end result? Are these people going to be prosecuted, or the Malams who are actually sponsoring these people and employing them and giving them guns, are they going to go behind and make some calls to ensure that these people are out there, because they are considered employees, herdsmen? that are to them more important. These cattle are more important than humans, because each cattle that you raise will fetch you up to 1.5 million naira to 2 million naira. So each one of them is very important, and that's the reason why they're arming these people and killing and wasting lives unnecessarily. So we are asking the president to please ensure that these arrests are real, authenticated, and prosecution will take place, and these people will never see the light of day until they serve their time. Because we already know, if this is true, that there will be phone calls going on behind the scenes. Why haven't why haven't we had any Fulani person coming out to make any sensible or question or even statement regarding this? Because they know they are complicit to what is going on, and it is a sad thing that is happening in that area. Oh, it's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. So if there are any particular concrete sustained measures, the federal government must,
Okay.
and if anybody can do this, it's only
George, thank
Asiwaju can be the only one that can do
you.
it.
I
We have said that so many times.
want us to go that route, George. George, thank you. You put this out well. Yes, you said this well, George. But I want us.
You're breaking up.
You're breaking up.
Maybe I can answer. I'm sure you want me to give my perspective. The first thing I'd want to say is that we shouldn't have a media trial on these matters, because normally we have a media trial with these things. But it's important for the media to be involved in it, because they've been arrested, and Nigerians are right to be skeptical because of what's been happening historically with a lot of these terrorism cases and other criminal cases. But what I would want to say is that the media should keep the spotlight. Instead of saying spotlight on the judiciary, when it's Natasha, spotlight on Natasha. When it's other issues, which to me I see as minor, they bring all their cameras there, but they're not putting full spotlight on this. I would expect media people to be there, to be asking the pivotal questions. What are the pivotal questions? The IGP said that the masterminds of this dastardly act, this massacre, the masterminds were arrested, even in the place where they sat down and had the meeting for the actual, that they discussed how they're going to plan it. Now, you have to ask yourself, what about the forensics? Because they said weapons were captured that were used in the event. How are they so sure that those weapons were the ones used in the event? Because, when you go through case and criminology and throughout the case, you have to prove. So I would have expected them to have collected shell casings of the bullets, so that they could then forensically attach the bullets to the actual guns, so that we can say, yes, this gun was found at this person's place. And when they did the the matching of the bullets, they can see that the bullets came from were the same bullets that were used in killing certain people. So if we don't have all that following through, I could see the case. If we don't have all that following through, I can see the case not panning through, and they may have stumbling blocks. The other thing is, what about some of the people saying recycled convicts? Well, we know that the Minister of Interior has put biometrics for all the people in prison. So I'd have thought they could cross-check with the database there to see if any of them are actually existing prisoners. Now, I want to ask now, does the Nigerian police force have a comprehensive biometric database for everybody that's been arrested? Because criminal records, are they still doing it by hand and photocopy? We need to ask these questions. See, because at the end of the day, all these things are in the air. And I think I want to, along with George, say that we thank the president for asking a pivotal question. Why has there not been any arrest? And I think these questions should have been raised and should continue to be raised every time there's these dastardly incidents. So every time it happens, the president or all those concerned say, why haven't there been arrests? And maybe that will ginger those who are concerned to always get arrested. You know that when a policeman has been shot or kidnapped or whatever, they always find the person. There's always an arrest. So, you know, when 200 people are being killed and there's no arrest, it's like, wow, what's going on? So now we need to find out, and I think media must concern ourselves with what was the motive behind this killing. It's not enough to say they were arrested. They must be interrogated and must come out to the public so that to dispel a lot of the assumptions that are being said. I mean, George made some stuff. You're assuming that they're Fulani, for example. They might not be Fulani. You understand? Let's get the facts out there before we start jumping to conclusion and find out what was the motivation for them doing this dastardly act. I mean, it could be a tiff between individuals or communities. It could be any number of silly reasons. But let's find out. And if there is a good conspiracy, like they're saying there's a jihadist invasion or whatever, let's find out. Then that means that we must find the people behind the people, because that means they must have been sponsored. Then there must be a money trail. Then who are those who are sponsoring them? What is, you know, these are the things we can't just leave. And you know, the IGP said that the investigation is ongoing. And in addition, there was the killings that happened in Plateau State. They've also arrested 22 people associated with that incident as well. Innocent people going from Kaduna into Plateau State, and they were, they were massacred. You know, so this thing, you know, we're talking about self-help. But when people take self-help and then start killing innocent people, this thing can snowball with retribution and whatever. And before you know it, we start having a pogrom. So we must, you know, tailor our commentary properly so that we don't create unnecessary fear to normal Nigerians.
Well said, Femi. I know you all want to respond to what Femi is saying. But one thing we need to do is let's keep it. Let's not be biased. Let's not be sentimental, tribal sentiment and all that. Let's say it the way it is. One thing that we all need to know, I was trying to say that last time, but my colleagues didn't understand. I'm not using this network to propagate something else. But the one fact remains, know this. And if you could just allow yourself to understand what I'm trying to say to help. Some of these cattle rearers, some of those cows are not really the Fulani's property. Politicians, Igbo politicians and businessmen own most of those cows. Please understand what I'm trying to say. So now, if in a situation like this, stakeholders, owners of those property could also be added into this whole space, this whole discussion, you know, we saw what happened. Yes.
Mark, you have mentioned that we should not go tribal, we should not go ethnic. Why are you emphasizing that Igbo businessmen own this cattle?
Yoruba businessmen do as well. There are a lot of Yoruba businessmen that own cows.
So you can say that yes, a lot of those herdsmen do not actually own those cattle. They are heading them around for business people who are paying for them. Yes. Don't single out a particular ethnic group. Yes.
Okay. All right, go ahead, BD. BD, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to say something. Femi said that we should be careful how we talk about it, so we don't influence a kind of fear in average Nigeria. We're already in fear, Femi. There's nothing. And now you said that there's nothing like speculation. This did not start today. At least the much I know, this is the third governor in Benue State that has been experiencing this SS killing in Benue State. Now, you know why Nigerians look like they don't believe our IGP? When this thing happened, 2 Fulani guys were online bragging about this. They even they threatened a very dark man who went there, that they just killed small of you people. That listen to what the guy said. I will send you the video. He said, Fulani just killed small of your people and you're making noise. And you went there. We don't want to see your leg there again, because this thing is just the beginning, that you're going to see more. 2 boys were on Nigerian airspace making such utterances. If the Nigerian police actually wanted to arrest, those 2 boys would have been the first people they will apprehend. But till now, their pages are there, they've not apprehended them. Do you understand? So there's nothing like speculation. And there's not like don't put fear. Even me that I'm not in Benue, I'm in fear. There is fear in Nigerians. I am telling you because this is
Come on,
not start
BD.
today,
BD.
and
Now,
it's still happening. And the government have not done anything. Do you understand?
BD, no one is coming to come and kill you in Lagos.
danger.
Come on, let's be real.
Ladies and gentlemen, the greater danger is in the selectiveness of the application of justice. If it has been somebody, if it has been an Okoro or Ngbati man making those posts on social media, would have been arrested.
They would have arrested them right now, right away. They would have fished them out, arrest them.
Well, my response to that is the IGP is not a Fulani man. Okay, so the days when you might say because the IGP is Fulani, that's why they didn't arrest him. That's not the case now. So we must shed more light on it and put more publicity and say those people must be arrested.
That's the case.
Well, hold tight. What Femi is saying is 100% correct. Listen to this. The reason is there are so many things lacking in the investigation. He just detailed out how they can go and get the case, the case shelling of those bullets, those cases. You can use it and compare it to the guns that actually was used or they discovered to see whether those are still the same. So these things is like fingerprint. But what I'm saying also is you are telling Nigerians to do something that usually is not in their mind. For them to
because
do this,
it is not applicable. You are going to do a ballistic test with a local gun. With a local gun. No, please, let's
no. The guns they are using are not local.
Even if it's a local gun,
it is not. Yes.
Even if it's a local gun, when they do gun tests on it, they will know whether the bullet casing came from that.
Yes. It's like fingerprints.
When the bullet goes through the rifle opening, it leaves a mark on that bullet.
You do a ballistic test on a Shakabula, on a Dane gun.
Yeah, you can. It's like fingerprints.
Gun.
You can.
He uses pellets.
Yes, you can.
He uses pellets. A local gun.
No, that's a shotgun. That wasn't a shotgun that they used.
It wasn't a shotgun.
They used
high-powered rifles.
Yeah, they didn't use shotgun. But anyway, in any case, what we need to find out is not that there can be what is the motivation? What's the reasoning behind? And that needs to come out into the media as soon as possible. I think our investigative journalists are not really doing a good job. Normally, when you find that there's been some criminal activity, they get to speak to the convicts, and really these people have confessed. Apparently, so the IGP says they confessed to it. So they must tell us what was the reasoning behind what they did. I'm surprised the IGP didn't actually say, that this was what they say was the reason why they did what they did. You understand? Or that may be coming out soon. So people in the PR of the police need to get that message across so that at least it can forestall future events. This is what led to this, and this is how it happened, so that we can see. And one thing I want to also say is that I think we need to have a heat map as to where all these incidents have been happening. Because if you do a heat map of the locations one by one and the timing, and then you may find certain footprints, certain similarities about where things happened, how they happened, the time that they attacked, how they got away, all these kind of things. Because if there's a conspiracy, they would tend to have similar methods of operations. There can't be like millions of people doing this thing. There must be groups, tight-knit groups of these people. They need to be infiltrated. That's another job for DSS and internal security people.
And by
they need to be infiltrated.
By the way, these people that were arrested must be put together, moved to Abuja, just like they have been doing. Prosecute them from Abuja, because we have seen this happen every time. When they arrest somebody from any part of Nigeria, except for these areas, they will move that person straight to Abuja for prosecution. So let all of them, or they have been moved to Abuja.
Yeah, that means
if they have been moved to Abuja, then let's put our eyes and pin on them to make sure they don't disappear like the rest of them. Let's follow the justice system to ensure that prosecution takes place and they are jailed and serve their own time.
Gentlemen and lady, let's you're all saying it the way it is, and viewers, we have viewers here watching, listening. Viewers, this is it. Wednesday Global Africa, SSM. Let's come back. Let's do a small break. Drink water, take a glass of coffee or something, and we'll be back. Thank you.
This country has some of the most extraordinary culinary diversity in the world. I'm talking about Nigeria. This first dish is amala abula, made popular by the Yoruba people in southwest Nigeria. It starts with amala made from dried yam and then is covered in a variety of soups. Next we have ofe nsala, a white soup that is synonymous with the Igbo people of southeastern Nigeria. It goes best with fufu, or akbo as the Igbos call it. Next we have suya, the most well-known food of the Hausa and Fulani people of northern Nigeria. Meat is covered in a peanut-based powder called yaji and cooked over an open fire. This is banga and starch, a classic of the Urhobo people of Delta State. Lastly, we have onunu, a plantain-based swallow of the Izon people in South Nigeria. We are eating it with fisherman's soup, popular throughout this whole region. And of course, we don't forget the jollof rice. This is popular everywhere in Nigeria. I think what makes Nigeria so great is the diversity of all the different people coming together. These beautiful ethnic groups living side by side, sharing culture and cuisine is what makes Nigeria such an amazing country to visit. Nigerians should be so proud of that cultural heritage, as there is so much more that unites than divides them.
SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerian soul, are proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
Here are 3 things that I absolutely loved about Nigeria. Number 1, I fit in. I fit in. Melanin, caramel, chocolate, mocha, whatever you may call it, I fit in, baby. I felt at home. I didn't feel out of place. I didn't feel like anybody was staring at me. Nobody was looking at me strange when I walked around in the stores. I mean, everybody was minding their own business. Number 2, the people. I mean, Nigerians are a vibe. The diverse culture, the different tribes, the different religions, the people are a vibe, okay? Whatever it is that you're looking for, they got it in Nigeria, okay? And they see you. They see you. They notice you. There's a sense of community. People care. Yes. And of course, you might be woken up at 2 a.m. because there's church going on the loudspeaker, but hey, nothing wrong with a little godliness, okay? Relax. Number 3, I love that Nigerians are resilient. They are resilient, very ambitious and resilient people. They don't depend on the government for anything.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Hello, are we on? We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes, we're up. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
we
we
can hear you.
can.
George,
Yes.
Femi, Raji,
Yes, we
and
can.
Yes.
Didi.
Yes, we
It's good
can.
to have you guys. Guys, let's do good. Let's talk about some beautiful collaboration. Yes, I can hear you too. Let's talk about the Tinubu received the Queen Mary of Denmark. Queen Mary of Denmark, BD. Did you see that visit? Are you there,
Yeah,
BD?
we saw it. Yeah, you saw it. Can you hear me? I can hear you very well. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, we're
Yes.
having some lag
Well,
here.
well,
Okay, go ahead. Yes, I
yeah,
can.
we saw it. The Queen of Denmark was in Nigeria and met with our president Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and they talked very well, and they brokered some deal to go into partnership with in agriculture, veterinary, and education. That was actually the 3 points where they are looking at collaborating. And the woman said that she's happy, brokering this partnership and relationship with Nigeria. So that's how it is. So the president said that they're actually ahead of us. So it's very, very necessary we learn from them. So they might be ahead of us in education, in veterinary, but are they actually ahead of us in agriculture? That I don't know. So that's all what I know about the visits.
Okay, thank you very
Should
much.
we should
Raji,
should we
was
even
it?
ask that
Yeah.
question?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They are surely way ahead of us in agric. They are self-sufficient in food production. There's hardly any African country that is self-sufficient in food production. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, you think something good will come out of this visit? The Queen Mary of Denmark, as she seeks for deeper cooperation with Nigeria. Femi, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. And if you notice, the Queen Mary of Denmark was in Nigeria. The foreign minister or VP of Brazil was also in Nigeria. All
Mm-hmm.
this is all about Belarus. Also, were involved in the 2000 tractors. So you can see that what Tinubu is doing about agriculture is beginning to take its shape. You know, the thing I find most disturbing about the way we do our politics in Nigeria is that with just 2 years in government, people are expecting to see results straight away. It's absolutely impossible for you to change Nigeria in any serious measure. Like in terms, like you said, Raji said that we are not self-sufficient in food. It's not possible to change that the narrative in 2 years. But what you do have to do is start the planning and put things in place and to discuss with our foreign partners so that they can assist us, so that we can help ourselves. So I actually don't think that Nigeria is not self-sufficient in food. I think our main problem is actually a lot of the food that we grow gets wasted. Most of what about 40-50% of what is produced gets wasted because it doesn't get processed properly or it gets damaged. You understand? So that's where the problem is. So we need to increase our processing capacity and our storage, the lack of proper storage facilities and transport and infrastructure. Those are all the things that are negating us being self-sufficient, because you can produce all the food you like in the rural areas. If you can't get them into the city, if you can't process them enough, you can't, because all these tractors will come now and they'll make all this agricultural products. If we don't transport them to, processing plants and then to the city, to the end customer, it's going to be an exercise in futility.
It is true.
Exercise in futility. George, we've seen many international foreign leaders, foreign personality visit Nigeria, and we hear all of this cooperation in this, collaboration in that, but we get little result. George, do you agree?
Well, like what Femi was saying earlier, if you have a government or a leader who was doing good, and then after he leaves, then you continue from where that leader stopped. Then it's easier for you to measure, well, I'm continuing from, the good of the past. But right now, what you are seeing, we have a dead government, previous president. I am sorry, but it is true. He destroyed a lot of things. He did not do much of anything. And then, before the handover took place, there were so many things, the coloring of the naira, all kinds of gimmicks that we're doing to discourage our current president, and eventually he succeeded. Let me tell you something. Some of the things we have seen a lot of, what I would call very good visits that are taking place, even recently. And even to the point where it seemed as if that our president is resurrected, he's articulate, his oratory is very, very sharp, and he's even more alive now than when he first started. No, but he's more alive now than when he first started. So now, with this visit of Queen Mary Elizabeth of Denmark, we see that also what they are emphasizing on is preparing Nigeria projected 400 million population in 2050. So we are going ahead. Tinubu encouraged more foreign investments and aligned with the renewed hope agenda. He did that. Danish companies like Maersk and I think it's Grundfos were praised for aiding Nigerian infrastructure. Now the First Lady also called for integrating traditional Islamic school into formal education. Let me tell you, this is very, very important. If we're going to change the narratives and what's going on in the North, this is something a must do. We must do that. Because when you allow these kids to only go to Islamic school, they teach them all these things, and they are not up to par when it comes to other people. Put them in normal schools. Let them get educated. These are sharp minds that needs to be developed. So Queen Mary expressed interest in green economy, women business development, and child health. So all these people that are coming to Nigeria, kudos to our president, kudos to the current government right now, because of we are seeing a lot of improvement, and a lot of things that has been done in the past is beginning to yield fruit. So I believe, from where I'm standing,
so where's the fruit, Sir George?
Oh, it is. There's a lot of changes taking place, my dear. It wasn't like this 2 years ago when he first started.
Okay.
So we are seeing a lot of improvements.
You can't be outside country and saying there's a lot of improvements. You need to be in Nigeria to say that.
Well, you can also. Okay, hold on a second. 1 second.
Your face is looking more
Allow her. Let me tell you something, Biddy. You can also be in Nigeria, okay, and be in a swimming pool. When it's raining, you won't feel the effects. So you can be surrounded with all the people around you, but things are happening in other places. We have seen a lot of improvement when it comes to the economy, when it comes to the stability of the naira, when it comes to a whole lot of things. We've seen it happen. It's not as fluctuating.
But George, in that sense, I think it's advisable we use numbers, statistics. George, I think we don't just say that for the mere sake. Let me
say.
Okay.
What is the improvement? Excuse me, what is the improvement in the education you said you have seen? In Abuja, FCT, capital of Nigeria, students have been at home for 4 months. In Abuja, I'm not saying in Lagos, I'm not saying in Bauchi, I'm not saying in Akwa Ibom. In Abuja, FCT, they've been at home for 5 months. They're on strike. And nobody said anything about it. It was okay. Go to Abuja Street now. They've been there with very dark man. They've been on the street since 2 days. And the government have not deemed it necessary to speak to them. They said there's improvement here. No. There's improvement. Wait, excuse me. Improvement. The Naira is getting stabilized at 1,587 Naira. Please, you should make me.
It's been steady. It's been steady. It has been steady.
What kind of steady?
George, Biddy, mine is George. Mine is. Let's go with numbers, George. Let's do with statistics. We can't just say those words because we want to say. So I would rather say we keep it.
Let me give you some statistics. The growth rate is more than it has been, and growing faster than it has been for decades right now. That's one. Two, inflation is coming down. 3, our Federal Reserves has gone up to 38 billion of recent. In the first quarter of this year, the federal revenues has gone up to 6 trillion for the first 6 trillion in the first quarter. Things are happening. That means the main problem of Nigeria right now, especially government-wise, is not raising enough revenue. And that's one big problem. Now, Bidi's cheeks are looking rosy. She doesn't look like she's suffering to me.
No, not at all.
Raji too is looking younger since I last saw him the last time. So at the end of the day, I don't know what they're eating, what they're chopping, but something is working for them.
Okay.
I can assure you.
Viewers, it's going on here. Beautiful. With the numbers are climbing every minute. Somebody says something. Let's come to the Brazilian visit too. Brazilian vice president and wife are in Nigeria, and we saw the outing. We saw the power delegate that came to receive them. They said the words again in this one is they have come to synergize with some collaborations with Nigeria in some aspects. Femi, but yes, these people keep coming. Yes, we see all of this, but we want it to go to the deep down fabrics of the Nigerian citizens. How can that be?
Okay,
Look,
Femi, hold on. What you're looking for is magic. It doesn't happen that way. If you sow, even in business, nobody can tell you that they're going to go and start a business today and making profits right away. You can't tell me you can go to the farm and sow and put your crops down and go tomorrow to pluck tomatoes or oranges. It takes time to build. It takes time to build.
Yeah. I would even want to address it a different way. I'm gonna go into ChatGTP and I'm gonna ask that question. What are the dividends of democracy? And the thing that I find most disturbing about the narrative of opposition, and many Nigerians, yourselves included, is you put this pressure and this demand of perfectness that you think should be happening immediately someone becomes into government. And I just say to you, it's not government's duty to provide job for you. It's not government's duty to put food on the table. It's not government's duty to do many of the things that Nigerians expect their government to be doing for them. And I think the incapacity of Nigerians to be used there, I mean, some of them are doing it. They're using their ingenuity in the midst of the scarce, the problems that they're in. There are so many opportunities out there for us to grasp. Now, if Nigerians or individuals, businesses refuse to take those opportunities in the light of what's happening now, that's down to them. They shouldn't be looking to the government to blame themselves. If you are working in a field and it's not working for you, transport yourself to look for something else. Learn, improve your skills, go into another trade. They've already told you that, look, you know that when Dangote was doing his refinery, do you know how many thousands of welders had to be imported into Nigeria? Because we don't have enough welders in Nigeria. So these are the things I'm telling you, that if you were to become a welder now, working on those, you wouldn't be out of job. You understand? If you're an electrician, you're a plumber, you won't be out of job. If you're a builder, because Nigeria continues to need building. So we need to increase the skills of people, and they're doing that now, and getting people to reorientate themselves. Don't look to be a cushy number sitting in the office like some people here. Go out there and do something with your hands. Do something productive. I've started my farm. I'm telling you now, and it's working. And we just tilled 27 acres of land. You're growing corn and cassava, and we're doing more. So if I can do that, even from my so-called old way in UK, and I know the number of people we've employed to do that job. We're using mechanized farming as well, like President Tinubu said, to make it sexy. We're not doing it with hoe and cutlass. So that's happening now, live. I can take you there. I can do videos of it. It's happening live. And there are thousands and millions of Nigerians. And I'll tell you the last thing I'm going to say on this. The rural people are making the most of this so-called inflation in food. Because guess what? They're the ones growing the food. And now they're getting more money for the food that they're growing. So they're actually being able to buy things, to buy car, to buy a motorcycle, and so on. So things are actually good for them. Those in the city that are sitting down on their ass, it might be time for them to say, you know what, maybe we need to go back to the village. These are the things that are happening right now. We need to change the orientation and stop lamenting. I can't stand people continue to lament and tell lies to the Nigerians. You sit down in Lagos and say that you're fearing for your life. Are you for real? your life is nowhere in comparison to someone in Taraba, someone in Benue Plateau, or anywhere like that. There is, or Borno, those are real fearing for their lives. No one's going to kidnap you where you are right now. So what I'm saying to you is, let's be real. Stop pandering to this fake narrative when we should be focused on the real thing, which is build our economy, build your individual self to improve yourself within the circumstances you find yourself.
Beautiful.
Well said, Femi.
Well said.
Well said. Well said.
No,
Okay.
let me make a comment.
Rasak Raji hasn't really spoken. You know, we're cutting him out. You know.
Rasak Raji.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, BD.
Let's BD talk. BD, go ahead.
Sir George, let Sir George finish speaking.
Okay, no, I was just talking about the Brazilian vice president visit. Go ahead, BD. Go ahead.
I like the way you spoke. Excellent. Very well. Now let me remind you. You said that the governments do not own any Nigerian to provide food for them. But in Nigeria, the governments don't own you a job. Now, please, can you
100%.
kindly tell me how you will get a job in a country that is not viable, nothing is working? When I was a child, many companies I know, as I'm growing up now, are no longer in Nigeria. They did not leave Nigeria because of their problem, but because of bad government. Now, wait, I'm coming. You live in UK. Femi, you pay tax, and when you pay tax, you see services of tax you're paying. Even in that UK you live, there's what they call tax reform. You pay tax when you come into your house, you on your tap, it ons. You on your power, it ons. You have
nothing
a road.
to do with tax.
Let me finish. But in Nigeria is a country where people will pay for electricity, but they will depend on gen. People will pay their tax. They don't have a road. The car they drive, they go to mechanic every day because of bad road. Just you pay for water, you don't use water. So many things. Now wait, I'm coming. Excuse me, let me
go on, carry on.
Now let me tell you. Nigerians, see, when people like you use this kind of words, it gets me angry because Nigerians are very industrious people. Nigerians are not lazy. Nigerians want to work. Do you know why a lot of people leave Nigeria? It's not because they can't work and make money here, but because of no system. When you are in UK now, you can program yourself. I'm going to do two work in the next 3 years. And after that 3 years, I would have saved this, I would have said it, I would do that.
No.
And it's work for you that way. But you cannot do that.
Let her talk now, please, Femi.
Let her talk, please.
I'm not stopping. I haven't said anything.
Now you are butting in.
I have a friend who lives in Switzerland. He washes plates in a very big restaurant, plates. And he said he takes 1,007 euros every month. How many graduates in Nigeria who works in office takes that kind of money in a year?
BD, you're not BD.
You see what I don't like? I don't like when we come, media people come and we keep making this news thing. We'll become.
I'm going to explain to you. Carry on. I will have to respond to you. But go on.
No, it should be one-on-one between you and BD. No, please.
No, I would like you to speak. Raji, I've already said you should speak. Oh.
Please.
You will speak when I'm speaking. We will not call ourselves media people. We are the watchdog of the society. We speak for the people. And when we come being biased in what we say, what happened to an ordinary people?
Okay.
Do you understand? Now, these people are coming. What is the fact? You can't tell me Tinubu is doing this. Tinubu. We will know that Tinubu is working from the lives of average Nigeria. Tinubu is doing it, but an average Nigerian is not feeling it. And you tell me he's doing it. It is our duty, it's our wish that he will do and work and let it get better. But when he's doing this, and an average Nigerian is not feeling it, means he's not doing anything. And we wish he would do. Hey.
Nigeria is a very interesting country. And the concept of government providing jobs. I left university in the early 80s. I left without thinking that I have to go for the government to find me a job. I do not believe that the government should create jobs for you. That the government should have an environment that makes it easy for you
Enabling environment.
to self-employ and then to be able to employ somebody. If one person can employ another, the unemployment programs we have in this country will not be there. But one thing I noticed, and this is what I've complained about even to my fellow entrepreneurs, why is it that it seems as if the moment you're about to take a step that will make you viable, the government will bring a policy that will disrupt your move. So if the government could, for instance, keep an enabling environment, keep things steady as stable as BD is saying, where you don't have a serious variation of foreign exchange variation when at a weekend the exchange rate was 500, by the next morning it was 1,200. You cannot plan in such an environment.
Yeah, but for the past year,
if the environment is stable, yes, government makes most of its money through taxes, but you cannot tax an impoverished population. And then
can I just respond? No, carry on, Raji. When you finish.
No, but you should have let me finish before you start.
Sorry, my apologies. My apologies.
So now, as I was saying before, I was the government should make it easy, give us an enabling environment for us to. I've never gone to look for a job since I left university. I worked with the NTA for about 5 years, and I went out on my own. I've never had to look for a job. And I've always encouraged people, learn a skill. If you have gone to school, you've come out, learn a skill. All my nephews, all my nieces have a skill. Some of them are tailors, some of them are doing POP. So they do not have to go and apply. How many places are there for people to apply to?
Sorry, Raji.
It's taking too long.
Man, listen. Can you listen to this, please? They said the more the merrier. You should see the number of viewers today, and maybe some of you shared the link or something. We have quite some number of people listening, and it's been beautiful. But you see, we have this time issue here. The time is fast spent. I wish we could go further because
let's go further because we're talking about the Brazilian vice president visit to Nigeria.
Go on, George.
Okay. The Brazilian vice president Geraldo Alckmin and his wife Maria Lucia arrived in Nigeria. You see, let me tell you something. Let me say this. Okay, if the point we're making is this, we know the condition in Nigeria has been dire, but the problem we have had is when we continue to bring in negative and stacking up on negative things, it depresses people, number one. Number two, it makes even the situation that is even worse than what it actually is. There are some things that are happening in our country, whether we like it or not, whether it's trickled down all the way down to the everyday Nigeria. What you're seeing right now, most of these visits that they were received, by Nigerians. This is the vice president, and this is not a pleasure visit. They didn't come to do dancing. They came to, do collaborative meetings. So these things eventually will pan out. So what you are seeing here, the dialogue aims to deepen Nigerian-Brazilian bilateral relations in trade, investment, and strategy. Whether we like it or not, some of these things might pan out to be profitable right away or some in the future. But something is happening. It seems like we are, it's getting brighter and brighter in my own view. Now, the people at the bottom, maybe the sun is not shining on them as much right now because they're still listening to, all the negative things, and they're not able to move or to, actually use their mind. Look at Femi. He left UK to go to Nigeria. Now, this is what I'm talking about improvement. Everybody is talking about agriculture. He made a move. Many people have more lands than Femi does. But they will not go. So hold tight. Can you please stop interrupting?
No, that's wrong. Nigerians are not lazy.
No, we didn't say that. Hold on.
Is very small.
Hold on. So you guys are interrupting. Can I make my point? No, I didn't say Nigerians are lazy. What I'm saying, you can be this, the most industrious individual, but if you're not able to take advantage of the opportunities that are right in front of you, then what are you doing? So you have to be able. What I'm saying, why are we complaining?
Okay. Why are we complaining?
Why are we stop complaining?
Gentlemen,
stop complaining.
Can I have my say now? My God, I have to have a say, man. Let me close out, man. Let me close out.
Okay, let's close up. Yeah, go ahead,
okay,
Femi.
So in closing up, I'll respond to all these things. But I want to say that despite I despise Donald Trump, and you know that, right? But I must give it to him that he's been fantastic on this one with Iran and Israel, in the sense that he's managed to supposedly destroy Iran's supposedly pursuit of weapons of nuclear weapons. That's been gone, and the war, and he's managed to make Israel and Iran have the ceasefire. So that's fantastic. I just hope that he can continue that in Gaza and make the Israelis stop their genocidal action in Gaza.
That's fantastic.
And also bring peace in Ukraine.
Wow.
And back to Nigeria. Back to Nigeria.
Femi.
Back to Nigeria. In closing, I just want to hold on. Let me finish my point.
Friday.
Back to Nigeria. The Chinese are bringing in the biggest EV electrical vehicle battery plant that's going to be built in Nigeria. That is as a result of President Tinubu going to China and have a meeting with President Xi. So when you say, what are all these things happening? These things have consequences, and you will see them in due course. It might not affect you directly, but as I said to you, those people are growing food in Nigeria right now are making bumper harvests, and they're making bumper profits because the price of food is gone up. So if you want to make money, you know what to do. That's why I'm going into agriculture. So it's up to you. If you want to join me,
all right,
please join me.
Gentlemen. BD, I wish you guys could be coming up more like this. A lot of issues will be trashed out, and it will be beautiful. But because we really see you, and we're happy to have you guys today. Femi from London, BD Nana from Lagos, Nigeria, and the two great regular panelists, coordinators, George and Raji. I want to thank you all for coming. Our viewers, it's been wonderful today. I mean, this discussion here has really been on fire. And we also want to apologize for the network glitches. Yes, we're really deeply sorry. A lot of networks are experiencing this now because of the heat wave. We also want you to take care of yourself as you enter into the summer. We'll be coming on Friday, Femi. Friday is that day we talk more on the Trump and Gaza and Iran and everything. And George and Raji do very well to tell us their part. So come on that day too.
I want Femi.
Let's go.
I want Femi to be there on Friday, please. Femi,
yes.
I've got my show tomorrow. 3 days in a row is going to be too much, man. I've got a show
it's going to be too much. Okay. All right. And anytime we see you,
you didn't mention Adaobi. You didn't mention Adaobi.
Yeah. It's because of the timing. We have to go now.
I'll be talking about that tomorrow.
Yes,
I'll be talking about that tomorrow. Okay.
All right, we'll join you to talk about it. All right, gentlemen. Yeah. Raji, thank you. Raji, you're actually calm today, like Femi observed. We know you have a lot to say, that's why. Friday, bring it on. On Friday, bring it on.
I didn't